These motorcycles used to be legends, but now buying one could be the biggest mistake of your life. Today, we're exposing the most overrated Japanese bikes that people still buy and regret. Some of them look cool, some have big names, but all of them are either insanely overpriced, wildly outdated, or just plain awful to ride. If you're thinking about buying a bike, new or used, watch this video first. We're about to save you thousands of dollars and a whole lot of regret. Let's jump into the first disaster on the list. Number 1. The Honda Shadow Phantom, the ghost of cruising past. First up, the Honda Shadow Phantom. Around the year 2010, this bike was a favorite in the dark custom scene. It was blacked out, stripped down, and low slung, a stylish nod to old school bobbers. Riders appreciated its simplicity and analog layout. But fast forward to 2025, and those once attractive qualities have become its greatest weaknesses. It weighs 549 pounds, which is manageable for low-speed handling. But the ride dynamics, suspension, and braking leave much to be desired. It comes equipped with a conventional telescopic front fork and dual rear shocks. Spirited riding is not its strength. The Phantom prefers the slow lane, especially in corners. Then there are the brakes, a single disc in the front and another in the rear. Critically, it does not include a standard anti-lock braking system. There are no ride modes and no modern rider aids. The lack of anti-lock brakes alone is a deal breaker for many informed buyers. And the price? Brand new, these motorcycles may be listed around $8,000. In the resale market, it is a horror show for sellers. Even well-maintained, low-mileage Shadow Phantoms struggle to attract offers above $3,500. Meanwhile, competitors, especially from Chinese brands like Benelli or CF Moto, offer cruisers packed with modern features. These include full digital dashboards, superior LED lighting, advanced electronics such as traction control, and higher horsepower engines, often for less money and brand new. Even loyal Honda fans admit the Shadow Phantom has failed to evolve. One former owner wrote online, "I loved the look, but after a year, the lack of power and the outdated brakes made every ride a chore rather than a pleasure. I practically gave it away." Dealerships report these bikes sitting for months before being sold at near cost, just to free up space for models that actually move. Number 2, the Suzuki GSX 250R, a little sport bike that could not next. The Suzuki GSX 250R, which was once marketed as the perfect gateway into the world of sport bikes. But by 2025, the welcome party is over, and the GSX 250R is gathering dust. The market has not just moved on, it has lapped this motorcycle. At its core is a 248 cubic centimeter twin-cylinder engine producing 25 horsepower and 18 pound-feet of torque. A decade ago, that might have been acceptable. Today, it feels sluggish and uninspired compared to more energetic competitors. The Kawasaki Ninja 400, for example, offers nearly 45 horsepower. The Yamaha R3 delivers a lively 42. Riding the GSX 250R after experiencing those is like expecting espresso and getting lukewarm milk. The engine is bland and lifeless. It is essentially a commuter engine squeezed into a sport bike chassis, and the mismatch becomes glaringly obvious once you try to push it for any sense of performance. The bike weighs 392 pounds, which is manageable, but the ride quality and braking are basic at best. It has a single hydraulic disc brake in the front and another in the rear. This setup is adequate for low-speed riding, but lacks any cornering enhancement or advanced anti-lock braking system. In an era where safety technology is increasingly standard, that omission is hard to overlook. The suspension, standard telescopic forks, and a preload adjustable monoshock is the bare minimum. It struggles on uneven pavement or during aggressive cornering. The chassis itself is not terrible, but it is let down by these budget components. Resale value? Prepare for a shock. The GSX 250R performs poorly in the entry-level sport bike market. Listings are flooded with clean, low-mileage examples priced under $3,000, often with added accessories, yet they still sit unsold. The fundamental issue is value. For only slightly more money, riders can buy motorcycles that are faster, better equipped, safer, and more enjoyable to ride. Online forums are filled with owner complaints about being unable to sell their GSX 250Rs for even half of what they paid within just 2 years. Even longtime Suzuki fans admit this bike is more of a museum piece than a real contender. It simply cannot keep up with the expectations of 2025. Number 3, the Yamaha Vstar 250, the fading starlet of cruisers. Now we shift to a cruiser that has clearly overstayed its welcome. The Yamaha Vstar 250. Once seen as a friendly, low-slung choice for new riders, this bike offered a taste of classic American-style cruising without overwhelming power or weight. But in 2025, this small cruiser feels practically fossilized. Its engine is a 249 cubic centimeter air-cooled V-twin, delivering 21 horsepower and 15 pound-feet of torque. While it holds a bit of charm for laid-back city commuting, point it toward a highway or an uphill road, and that charm disappears fast. The lack of power becomes painfully obvious. You will be wringing out the throttle just to stay with traffic. The seat height is 27 inches, making it very accessible. But that is where the compelling features stop. It weighs a very light 324 pounds, making it one of the lightest cruisers available. Unfortunately, it is paired with a dangerously outdated braking system. The front features a single disc brake, while the rear still uses a drum brake. A drum brake on a street bike in 2025 is not just old-fashioned, it is a genuine safety concern. Braking feels underpowered and demands a strong grip and hope. The suspension is equally dated. Traditional telescopic forks and dual preload adjustable shocks that send every bump straight into the rider's spine. The spoked wheels may look classic, but they require inner tubes, adding hassle to maintenance. This lack of innovation has crushed its used market value. Dealerships report Vstar 250s sitting for months, even when priced below $2,500. Online sellers make drastic cuts just to attract attention. One dealer said, "We avoid taking these as trade-ins unless they are practically free. There is just no demand." The outdated features, low power, and tired design make it a tough sell, even to Yamaha enthusiasts. This bike is caught in a time warp. What do modern riders want? Technology-ready motorcycles, fuel efficiency, and versatility beyond slow parade laps. The Vstar 250 offers none of that. The truth is, it is no longer competitive. Other manufacturers, even newer ones, have sprinted ahead in the entry-level cruiser space. Today, you can find liquid cooling, fuel injection, anti-lock braking systems, and modern styling for similar or lower prices. The Vstar 250 is a lonely relic. Avoid it unless you are collecting antiques that are hard to sell. Number 4. The Honda CB 1100. Nostalgia is not what it used to be. Our final motorcycle tried to ride the nostalgia wave hard. The Honda CB 1100. It was designed to be a beautiful, air-cooled, classically styled homage to the original universal Japanese motorcycles. In 2025, it stands as a reminder that nostalgia is not enough, especially when paired with a premium price tag. What began as a respectful tribute has become a slow seller, a beautiful wallflower with no real place in the modern market. It is powered by an 1140 cubic centimeter inline 4 engine, producing 88 horsepower and 73 pound-feet of torque. The performance is smooth and refined, perfect for a leisurely Sunday cruise, but it is not exciting, especially when you consider what else is available at this price point. It is the gentleman's express, but most modern riders are seeking something more visceral. Enjoying the video? Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this. At 560 pounds, it is heavy for a standard motorcycle. Combined with its traditional telescopic fork and dual shocks, the result is a soft, slightly wallowy ride. Fine for cruising, but far from agile. The brakes, dual discs in front and a single in the rear, are adequate for its intended pace. But there are no advanced braking features like cornering ABS or adjustable modes. There are no ride modes at all. No digital dash, no connectivity, just classic analog gauges. It feels like a motorcycle from 2005, not 2025. Handling is stable but can feel sluggish at low speeds. And when pushed harder or ridden over less than perfect pavement, the suspension quickly shows its age. Despite its clean lines, beautiful finish, and genuine retro appeal, buyers spending close to $12,000 expect more. The model is now discontinued, and dealers are left with unsold inventory, offering massive discounts that still do not bring in buyers. On the used market, depreciation has hit it hard. Pristine examples often sell for less than $6,000. One owner wrote, "I bought it for the looks and the Honda quality, but it felt outdated the moment I rode it. Trying to sell it was a nightmare. I lost more than half of what I paid within 3 years." Riders are not lining up for a bike that prioritizes vintage styling over modern functionality. Many buyers in this price range now look for better performance, newer tech, or true vintage machines with real historical value. 4 motorcycles. Once promising, now sitting in the bargain bin if they are lucky. The market is tough, and knowledge is your best defense. Stay with us. There is more Japanese metal that has lost its shine coming soon.